and this is
Sonia Palick,
and today we'll be talking about
rhythm and timing, and how to set your day up.
especially now when we have some time. Well, some of us have time at least. I think a lot of people with kids might feel like it's a little different story, but we're gonna try to find some rhythm and timing during the day, which is so vital for our health and for our day. So, what do we do, Sonia?
Well, yeah, so most of us are isolating at home right now or, homeschooling or working from home. So it's a little bit different because we're very used to having a place that we would go to for work and school and kind of dictating sort of, when we would wake up, when we would eat breakfast, when we would have lunch, when we'd have dinner, when we'd come home, because it really takes up a large chunk of the day.
Yeah, it sucks.
It does suck. It's hard.
Yeah, and I think it's okay to even notice that for a minute, to notice how different this is and how difficult it is at times. I hear too many people just too quickly jumping to the positivity part. And like we always say here in the clinic, you want to feel your feelings, not follow them. So we want to feel what's going on and we want to notice this sometimes sucks. Okay.
Absolutely. And it really feels like for most of us that the rug's really being pulled out from underneath us, and that structure and that framework that we're really used to that kind of sets up our day is all of a sudden gone. And it's for myself, I can maybe just say that, yeah, it does suck, but it feels like, sometimes will feel lost, and
Right.
that,
Yeah, like turning on the TV or going to get something to eat every 10 minutes. Yes, that does happen a lot. Well, for me, but. And so, okay, so we have no rhythm or timing. And I think this is really important because our brain needs habitual patterns. It
yeah,
needs to be in rhythm and timing because our brain does not want to overwork. It doesn't want to always be thinking. So, right now in this place, we have to create a certain rhythm and a certain timing during the day so our brain isn't constantly trying to figure out what's next.
that's right. And I think it's really important to remember that there was a world, but before this, that like our ancestors lived with the day. So the
Right.
sun, nighttime, like that would sort of really dictate what you did when. And it's really the basis for our circadian rhythms. Like really everything in our body
Right.
works because of light and night.
Right. So the sun dictated the day.
That's right.
Right. So you lived with the sun.
Yes. And that sun is not gone. That sun
Right.
is still here. So that's always something that we can turn to.
Okay. Great. So what do we do, Sonia? What should we do first?
Well, interestingly enough, in Eastern medicine, there is a real specific clock that goes over the 24-hour day cycle and gives us a really great framework and structure for how the day can look.
Right.
It's really awesome,
Right.
actually. It's basically, in a nutshell, it's about how our body's organs, every organ, there's 12 of them, has a 2-hour window in which it's at its optimum function or sort of doing its job. So if we just know a little bit about that, we can set up our day for optimum health and just, really do things in accordance with our body and what our cells are doing, as opposed to like going to the fridge every 10 minutes to eat when it might not be
Right.
the best time to eat.
Yeah. So every 2 hours,
Every two
a
hours.
different organ is has more energy in it,
Yeah,
or is more the focus in your body. So there is a rhythm going on in your body that every 2 hours it switches.
that's right. And this is happening without us even knowing it. But once you know a little bit about it, I think it can really help bring that rhythm to the day
Right.
that we're
So
looking
what happens
for.
if you don't? Like I don't know how you're feeling, but like let's say you don't do this. What happens? Like what's going on out there? What are people doing?
There's just no I think it's just a lot of loss. I think it's like what's going to happen is you literally would fall. We already feel like we're falling apart a little bit.
Right. Yeah, and I think like, obviously media is not helping,
No.
and the messages that are being sent to us are a little bit confusing, and so I think a lot of lost, like feeling really no direction, and I think this is sometimes the hardest part for humans is uncertainty, like what is next. And I think people find that sometimes the most difficult thing to deal with when we're not sure of what's happening next. This is kind of what I said about the brain. The brain doesn't actually want to think that much. And when we're caught in this situation where we're trying to reassess our whole entire lives and restart, what a day is like, it can be really tiring and really difficult to figure out what to do and how to do it.
Right. And if you're going against the flow with what your organs are doing, that's going to make it even more hard to get some sense of what is actually happening and what's reality and what's your feeling and what is, something that can actually help you versus something that can actually hinder.
Okay. So what do? We get up at 10 o'clock, turn on Netflix, go to the fridge.
No, don't do any of those things. You could do those things, just don't do
I don't do it anyways. But I'm just saying, like, it's a time when I think people feel like, I don't know, school's out sometimes, and
right.
So they can get lost with any kind of real habitual, directed movement. So what we want to do is we want to create some good habits.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, go ahead. What do we do? What's the first thing we do? What do we do? What time should we wake up? What should we do?
You know what? I think what's even more important than the time that you wake up is making sure you wake up at the same time every day.
Okay.
You're right. I think, for some people, it'll feel like constant vacation right now. And that's, everything kind of, for some people, sort of slides when we are on vacation, but this is not a vacation because we can't go anywhere
No.
So, just making sure you wake up at the same time every day that you might have normally been. Because sure, some of you are working, we're still going to school, we're just doing it from a different location. So ideally...
Wake up at the same time every day.
Yes.
Yeah, around the same time every day.
Yes. If you wanted to be a little bit specific about it, between 5 and 7 a.m., in both the Chinese and Indian body clocks would be a great time.
So between 5 and 7, because that's what happens at that time?
I'm glad that you asked me that. So that is when our large intestine or colon is at its highest. So that is the time when our brain has been cleaning all of our liver's been cleaning all of our blood, everything's regenerating, all these processes happen when we sleep, and that 5 to 7 window is ideal for detoxifying and sort of clearing the slate and giving you sort of the best sort of canvas, if you will, to start the day, because everything's nice and clean, fresh. Hopefully you've had a bowel movement, but it's a great time to get with what your body is doing, wake up and get going.
So 5 to 7, and you start to incorporate good patterns. Like, what do? You can
meditate, you can do some stretches, you can do some yoga. Great time for Tai Chi and those types of activities. Just getting the body moving. This is, really what your body wants to do. If we were outside, this is when the sun might rise in most places.
Okay, good. So that's the morning routine. I think everybody has different morning routines.
Yes.
This is such a great time to probably set up a good habitual routine in the morning.
Right.
Like, I get up in the morning, I do some Tai Chi, I do some yoga, I do the same thing every day. I've been doing it for about 20 years, and it takes about a half hour. How long does your morning routine take?
Yeah, about the same, about 20 minutes to 30 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And what time do you get up?
5:30.
Okay. All right. Mine's a little earlier, but that's not follow how early I get up, because it's a little bit more insane.
You're a little intricate.
So, okay, and then what? What do we do? So we get up, get things moving, 5 to 7. We're setting the day up for good structure. We're setting to have some purpose in our day. We're setting the life to move a bit. And then what? What's a good thing to do after that?
So the next 2 hours section would be between 7 and 9 a.m., which is when our stomach meridian is at its highest. So best time for breakfast.
Oh, okay, so good time around 7 to 9.
Yeah.
You've had it's like a fast. You've already had like a 12 to 14 hour fast already.
Yeah.
Around there probably.
Absolutely. And you can drink some water or have some like water with lemon or like a herbal tea, before you have your breakfast. And especially if you're waking up during that 5 to 7 time, because the water will help the colon get going. But don't eat anything too early. But yeah, 7 to 9, your stomach is ready to go. Digestive enzymes are like, doing their thing. All the energy is moving downwards. This is the best time for digestion to do its job. So and then really the talk is a lot about having breakfast as your biggest meal of the day. And this is why it would, because you're...
So get the kids up after you've done your stuff, if you want to do that.
Right.
And get them eating about that time.
Mm-hmm.
Get everybody eating about that time, about 7 to 9.
Mm-hmm.
And it's... What then? Then what do we do? We're just going to keep going through the day.
Okay, that's great. So the next time frame would be between 9 a.m. and 11 a.m., which is our spleen time. So our...
So the spleen organ has the most energy going through it at that time.
That's right.
So you want to optimize the spleen functioning at that time.
Right. So this... Okay. Yeah, and this is the best time for... clear thinking. Like if you have any like something on your to-do list,
right.
This is the time to do it. This is the time you can have like meetings. This is the time to do sort of a lot of mental work. If you have like a report or school work, right. really works in concert with what your body's doing. That spleen, that energy is all about moving upward. You've already digested.
Thinking going on at that time.
That's right.
Really getting yourself engaged, dropping in, doing the work you need to do. Like, best time to do work is morning.
Yes.
The best time to do anything is in the morning time, right?
It is.
Okay, then we get to about 11.
Right. So now we are moving into heart time.
Fire time.
Fire time. So socialize, have some lunch.
Go out, hug people.
No. You can hug your friend. Like if you... live with your...
You can't hug anybody nowadays. You can't do anything. You can't shake hands. You can't do anything.
Yeah.
So what do? You zoom in.
There you go. Have a video chat with somebody.
You can't zoom this.
Yes, you can.
Okay. At this time, 11 to 1. Okay, you're going to try to engage with people.
That's somehow. Right. Have some conversations. Maybe call some people.
Like people, laugh with people.
Exactly. It's like fun time. Like, reach out to people,
dancing.
Be of service to people. Maybe there's someone in your neighborhood that needs help.
Yes.
And find your passion. Like maybe go drop off a meal to somebody that is shut in.
Engage with humans.
Yes.
Like really try to and this is where like lunch around the world. That's why even China, Italy, they have 2 hours worth of lunch.
Yeah.
And that's because people get to engage at this time. People talk, and this is like the big meal of the day. This is the time when people actually get together and enjoy each other.
Yes, you're with others, you're enjoying life, you're having a great meal. That's really, what people try to get away for vacations and stuff. So just do it between 11 and 1 instead.
Socialize, but don't touch anyone.
That's right. Yeah, we're getting creative.
Oh, no, I think a lot of people are walking at that time, too. So it's a good time to walk with people. You just stay 6 feet away and yell at people to get off the path. Move away, as this old man said to me the other day. Anyway, so walk. Okay, good.
Yes.
1 o'clock.
Okay, now 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock is small intestine time. So the small intestine is all about, your body has digested all your food and the small intestine sorts. Yeah, so it sorts out
Small intestines, a sorter of sounds. So it's just like your body's really operating to digest right now.
Sorts food, like what is good, what is not good. Right. But it's also the time to sort of sort out your life, and you can sort out your issues and sort out your problems and, get organized according to TCM.
So 1 to 3, book a time with your counselor.
Yeah.
No, you just okay. You don't have to look it down with the counselor. 1 to 3, you're just resting. You're. What else you do?
Well, yeah, and it's also like a little bit of a siesta time. Like,
Okay.
you know, even in China, a lot of factories will, you know, shut down, let everyone like kind of
Take a
put their
little
head
break.
down and yeah, have a little
Okay.
break. But then you can, you know, because
Right.
your body's sorting, you can also use that time as a bit of a sorting time. So, you know,
Okay.
still get some work done.
3 o'clock.
Now, 3 o'clock is bladder time.
Right.
Yes. So it's a good time to work and study for efficiency.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's kind of like your second wind.
Okay. Second wind.
Yeah.
Around 3 o'clock. Oh, you just had the siesta. So nice. You rested.
That's right.
You're ready to. You sorted stuff out. You went to the counselor. You feel good about your life. Now you get back to business for a couple hours. You get some work done. You engage. You
Yeah.
stuff like that.
You can even have a good like workout here. And in fact, a lot of world records are made at this time of
3 to
day.
5.
Yeah. If you look like for track and like some other, yeah, it's really interesting when you look at that.
Break a record.
You can.
Now, why is 3 to 5 that world record time?
It's that second wind.
Oh, okay. So it's
Right.
So it's like a real surge
Like
of
it's-
energy can happen between 3 to 5. But a lot of times people feel sleepy at that time, probably because
Well,
yeah. Go
because they're depleted.
ahead. Okay, because you're depleted. Okay. Okay. Yeah, because a lot of people are zonking out by this time, right? Because
Yes.
it's like they don't have the reserve energy.
No. And you're probably, you know, not sort of following what you're probably going against what your body clock is doing. So it's working extra hard.
Okay.
Yes.
Perfect. 5 o'clock.
5 o'clock to 7 o'clock is kidney time. So of course our kidneys are our battery pack. We want to make sure that we're really taking care of this time. So it's
Right.
a great time to eat dinner, but restore your energy. So
Reserve.
you don't want to be doing too much. So not like lunch where you're having, you know, bit of a, you know, more social and,
Right.
you know, vibrant.
Don't talk to anybody at this time.
You can have like some, you know,
Don't
like
even
chilled out
Say anything to
conversation.
anybody and just have dinner.
No.
Let's get real. Most of these people are probably drinking wine.
Okay, but
Well, not most people, but some people are drinking wine. But yeah, you're still trying to reserve.
yes.
Probably not the best time to have wine either. It's
No.
like reserve the energy, store it up,
That's right.
strengthen yourself up.
It's savings time.
Okay,
Yeah.
savings
So
time.
just
5 to 7.
have a nice dinner, keep it chilled out, you know,
Great.
don't talk about problems about the day, like
Don't
kind of
even
leave.
Ask people how they're doing.
You can ask people how they're doing, but don't
even
think
say a word to them. 7 o'clock.
okay, 7 o'clock, now is the time, since you've suppressed everything and you're not talking to anyone.
Yes.
It's pericardium time, which is the sac around the heart.
Right.
And this is all socializing. So it's a great time for socializing,
Social dance.
lively,
Right.
you know, flirting and sex is
Flirting.
this is actually a good time for it.
7 to 9.
7 to 9.
Oh my lord. Okay, so
Yep.
7 to 9, you talk to people.
Yeah.
You engage and you get up again.
That's right. Yeah. So you're not necessarily eating during this time because
It's too late.
it's too late.
If you haven't eaten by now, it's over.
Please eat before 7
Okay.
or by 7.
Yes. I mean, some Buddhists actually like some monks don't stop eating by 2 because
Right.
they feel like after that it's just hard on the body to digest when you're sleeping.
Yeah.
So yeah, don't eat too late.
No.
Okay.
That's yeah.
7
So
to 9 is social.
Yeah, fun time.
convening time.
yeah.
Fun time.
Ex-
Most likely it's Netflix, Ozarks, and Tiger King. Okay, next. At 9 o'clock. Well, 9. I'm going to bed. What time is this? This is late.
All right.
Okay, what's 9 o'clock? What are people doing at 9?
So 9 o'clock to 11 o'clock,
Right.
it's really a good idea to like relax, chill out. Maybe this is the time your bedtime routine
Yes.
comes in place. Like you're having a bath, you're doing your meditation,
So slowing down.
journaling, like just, yeah, bringing it all, down. Like this is the Sanjiao channel,
Right.
but it's kind of, related to like your endocrine system, energy transfer. And it's really, again, we're just wanting to like get ready. It's kind of the gateway to sleep. So,
Right.
don't think too deeply. Don't watch anything too scary on Netflix, like no Narcos, something really chilled out.
Right.
Yeah.
Something
Like
chill, like Tiger King.
not even Tiger King. And even if you're reading sometimes too, if something
Yeah,
is
don't
too,
read.
something light and something,
Yes.
quite peaceful. It does make a difference. You actually don't want to.
Any suggestions on what to read?
Yeah, there's this book called It's Your World that I really
Yeah, now you're
love
talking. Hawk
that
it.
fits the bill. It's the perfect thing to be
It's
reading
the
right
only
now.
thing you should ever read, ever.
It is wonderful. Yeah.
So, and then, okay, now it's 11 o'clock. People are still up. Some people are up, but this is getting nuts.
This is getting too much because this is actually when your body wants to make melatonin. But if you've got those screens on, you are cutting off the body's ability to do that.
Turn the screen off.
You
It's
should have
11 o'clock.
turned it off
Get a hold of yourself.
well before then.
Yes, right? 11.
Yes.
So 11 to 1, what's happening?
11 to 1.
Melatonin is being built. And he said, I heard that and sleep before midnight is always way more enriching for the body than after midnight.
Yep.
Yeah.
100%.
All the sleep you get before midnight has way more power to it or strength to it or re-energizing for you than after midnight.
Yeah,
Oh,
absolutely. And even Chinese medicine would go a little bit earlier and say before 10 o'clock.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, because we're coming into gallbladder time now. So this is 11 to 1 o'clock.
11 to 1 is gallbladder time.
Really important. Now this is just really about regeneration, repair, and rest. So you want to make sure that you are in deep, deep sleep right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So really, you want to get to bed before 11 if possible.
Okay.
That's why.
Now, what time is it?
Now it's 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock.
Better be asleep.
You better be asleep, but I can guarantee so many of our clients that we see at the clinic are waking up during this time.
At 1 o'clock?
Between 1 and 3.
No, 3 o'clock.
Yeah, 3. Because
I'll bet you somebody listening right now is saying, I get up at 3 every day.
Right.
And they're like, every day around 2:45, 3:15, I'm getting up. And why are they getting up?
It is liver time.
That's right.
Yeah, it's because your liver is overwhelmed by the detoxification process. So this is where you need to take a look at what you're doing in the day. If you're drinking too much alcohol, if you have too many prescription drugs,
Sugar,
poor diet,
gluten maybe.
yeah, like you're not moving, you might want to take a look at what is actually happening. You're not moving your feelings.
Right.
This is when
Emotional.
it will show up.
Yeah, so that's what pulls people. I always think about it like this way: like people get up in the middle of the night or at 3 o'clock because they're on guard, like
Right.
they just can't drop their guard.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of people don't. Sleep is such a big thing, and I think we'll have a podcast just on sleep because I think sleep is so vital. But all of us get such crappy sleeps, except Sonia, and I think it's so important to work on because there's some place where we're getting up over and over and it's just we don't go deep enough and we don't restore our body because of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Go ahead.
So really, so if there's a real even like that 4-hour window, like you want to make sure between 11 and 3 that you are asleep. Like
Okay.
even if we start there to repair that,
Right.
that will change your life.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because hey, I get up at 3:30, so if I get to past 3, I'm always happy.
Yeah.
And so we want to sleep through 3.
That's right.
That's the big thing.
Make it past 3.
Yeah, and then I'm just gonna on a side note here. I know a lot of people don't like getting up early, but endless amount of artists and writers right between 3:30 and 6 o'clock in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
It is such a good time to be up, and it's quiet, and the creativity is in the air.
That's right, because it is lung time between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m.
Okay, so
Yeah.
it's time to receive.
Yeah, you're really, in Chinese and both Indian philosophy, it's a time where you're able to receive a lot of messages from, the universe or the other side or
Right.
whatever it is that you might believe in, but that your body's actually open to that at that time. It's all about what are you taking in, and your spirit's a little bit more open at that time. So yeah, definitely a great time for creativity.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's 3 to 5, and is that? Oh, that's the whole clock.
That's the whole clock.
So that's a routine. We want to create a routine because a routine is something that you can do over and over again, and eventually, it becomes habitual. And a habit, it helps because we don't have to think. Your brain does not want to actually think; it just wants to act. And this active automation, increases the efficiency in your life by enabling you to do things without consciously thinking about it. You will automatically get things done without having to remind yourself to get things done. So this is important. A routine, especially at a time when a routine is so difficult to build. So we want to create a rhythm and timing during the day which allows you to create good habits. This is such a great time to instill new, really good habits.
Yes, we don't really have many other distractions going on, right? Like to build these habits. So we can't use the excuse, I don't have time to build this habit. We actually all have the time. And even just knowing a little bit about how the day works with this body clock will make a big difference, not just to your health, but just to your relationships and just quality of life overall. It's going to make everything better. And I think right now at this time, we need all the help that we can get. So this is something that's free. It's available to all of us. It doesn't take anything other than really just, a little bit of shifting of perspective and just changing just the when you do things.
Great, Sonia. The Chinese medicine clock. Live by it.
Absolutely.
I want to thank you for listening. And if you can, please subscribe to us. We're going to be doing this weekly. We'll be doing weekly talk, me and Sonia, and then we'll be doing little bits here and there on little topics because we have nothing to do right now and we miss being in the clinic. Hey, son. We
do, and we want to keep being helpful and bringing you strategies and ideas to really optimize your health. So we are here for that. So please stay safe and healthy, everyone, and we will be in touch very soon.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Take good care.
Bye, everybody.